Edward Russell Dewey was an economist who studied cycles in economics and other fields. Dewey's cycles work. Dewey first became interested in cycles while chief economic analyst of the Department of Commerce in 1930 or 1931 because President Hoover wanted to know the cause of the Great Depression. Dewey reported that each economist he spoke to gave him a different answer and he lost faith in the current economic methods. He received and took advice to study how business behavior occurred rather than why. Therefore his views are generally regarded as inconsistent with mainstream economics. Dewey devoted his life to the study of cycles, claiming that everything that has been studied has been found to have cycles present. He carried out extensive studies of cyclicity in economic, geological, biological, sociology, physical sciences and other disciplines. In 1940, Edward R. Dewey learned of a 1931 Canadian conference on biological cycles held at Mattamique, under the guidance of Dewey and the conference leader, Copley Amory. The conference's permanent committee was reorganized into the Foundation for the Study of Cycles in 1941, and its scope was enlarged to encompass all disciplines. The foundation was set up with a board that included distinguished scientists and industrialists to act as a central clearinghouse of cycles studies from diverse areas. The foundation made studies of natural and social sciences as well as business and economics, and new methods were devised for isolating significant cycles present in time series. A magazine called Cycles was published from June 1950, and the Foundation also published a 4-volume collection of reports on cycles including some of Dewey's selected writings on cycles named Cycles, Classic Library Collection. Together with author Og Mandino, Dewey published a book entitled Cycles: The Mysterious Forces That Trigger Events. The Foundation for the Study of Cycles is located in offices in Albuquerque, New Mexico. As a result of his research, Dewey asserted that seemingly unrelated time series often had similar cycles periods present and that when they did the phase of these cycles was mostly very similar. He also said that there were many cycles with periods that were related by powers or products of 2 and 3. This is illustrated in the table below. To construct this table starting from the period 17.75 years, multiply by 3 as you proceed along diagonals from lower left to upper right, and multiply by 2 as you proceed along diagonals from lower right to upper left. Dewey reported that the underlined numbers are commonly occurring periods. 142.0, 213.9, 319.5, 479.3, 71.0, 106.5, 159.8, 35.5, 53.3, 17.75, 5.92, 8.88, 1.97, 2.96, 4.44, 0.66, 0.99, 1.48, 2.22, 0.22, 0.33, 0.49, 0.74, 1.11. Volume 4 of the Cycles Classic Library Collection contains 1380 reports of cycles, period determinations by scientists, doctors, economists and cycles researchers. In these reports there is a tendency for certain periods of cycles to be reported more commonly. These common periods include the underlined periods above and some other periods such as 9.6 years, found in the 9.6-year cycle of Link's abundance, and 3.39 years, found in the U.S. stock market, which Dewey says is the most commonly found period. Dewey further said that more than 500 different phenomena in 36 different areas of knowledge have been found to fluctuate in rhythmic cycles. Criticism. Cycles. The Science of Prediction. In 1947, Edward R. Dewey and Edwin F. Dakin published their book Cycles: The Science of Prediction, which argued the United States economy was driven by 4 cycles of different length. Milton Friedman dismissed their theory as pseudoscience. Cycles. The Science of Prediction is not a scientific book. The evidence underlying the stated conclusions is not presented in full. Data graphed are not identified so that someone else could reproduce them. The techniques employed are nowhere described in detail. Its closest analog is the modern high-power advertisement, here of book length and designed to sell an esoteric and supposedly scientific product. Like most modern advertising, the book seeks to sell its product by making exaggerated claims for it, showing it in association with other valued objects which really don't have anything to do with it, keeping discreetly silent about its defeats or mentioning them in only the vaguest form, and citing authorities who think highly of the product. Joseph Schumpeter also put forward the idea that there were 4 economic cycles: Kitchen, Juggler, Kuznets and Kondratiev. Business cycles. John Brooks describes Dewey's attitude to the business cycle. I asked Dewey whether the cycles he was interested in had anything to do with the business cycle that economists were always talking about. Nothing at all, he replied. Although many of the cycles that the Foundation studies occur in economics and business affairs, what is usually called the business cycle is recurrent but not rhythmic, that is, its crests and bottoms do not necessarily occur at regular intervals, and so, in the view of the Foundation, it isn't a true cycle. Murray Rothbard critiques Schumpeter's and Dewey's approach in Man, Economy, and State. Any such multi-cyclic approach must be set down as a mystical adoption of the fallacy of conceptual realism. There is no reality or meaning to the allegedly independent sets of cycles. The market is one interdependent unit, and the more developed it is, the greater the interrelations among market elements. It is therefore impossible for several or numerous independent cycles to coexist as self-contained units. It is precisely the characteristic of a business cycle that it permeates all market activities. And in America's Great Depression, some economists, such as Warren and Pearson or Dewey and Dakin, have believed that there are no such things as general business fluctuations, that general movements are but the results of different cycles that take place at different specific time lengths in the various economic activities. To the extent that such varying cycles may exist, however, they are irrelevant to a study of business cycles in general or to business depressions in particular. What we are trying to explain are general booms and busts in business. The Foundation for the Study of Cycles. The Foundation for the Study of Cycles is an international non-profit research organization for the study of cycles of events. It was incorporated in the state of Connecticut by Edward R. Dewey in 1941. It has published Cycles magazine and recorded the work of Dewey and many other cycles researchers through the years. The FSC also holds conferences and publishes its proceedings. It publishes 2 journals aimed at investors, business and investment cycles and cycles projections. The Foundation consists of 4 interrelated groups: Interdisciplinary Cycles Research Institute, Market Research Institute, Institute for the Study of the Business Cycle, Edward R. Dewey Institute for Cycle Research. Peter Borish is a former chairman of the Foundation for the Study of Cycles. David Perales is the current chairman and CEO of the Foundation for the Study of Cycles. Selected works: Dewey, Edward R., and Dakin, Edwin Frandon. Cycles, The Science of Prediction. New York, H. Holt & Company. LCCN 47001975. Dewey, Edward R. Cycles, Selected Writings. Pittsburgh. Foundation for the Study of Cycles. 73016987. Dewey, Edward R. Cycles Classic Library Collection. Foundation for the Study of Cycles.